Hello, faculty. This summer, you guys will be having a brand new version of Blackboard Collaborate in your classes. So this video will briefly show you some of those changes and show you the much more powerful features that you are going to enjoy. And then I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks that I do using Blackboard Collaborate in my classes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and head into Blackboard and head into a class that Collaborate Ultra is enabled in. So the way that we get to Blackboard Collaborate generally, the way I recommend would be just going to Student Tools, and then you're going to see a new link that's going to say Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Going forward from summer on, this will be the only link that's available to you to go into Collaborate for your classes. So we're going to go ahead and click on it, and we're going to see some changes right off the back. One of the changes that we've seen right off the back, we've seen a particular Collaborate window kind of load, and then went into this section here that says Collaborate Ultra. Now normally in the old way, you would click on Blackboard Collaborate and you would click on Join Room. So this looks a little bit different, but it's not too bad because here we see Course Room and we can see Join Room. Now I'm going to show you some of the true powerful features of Collaborate Ultra that you're going to enjoy. We'll see this little 3-dot ellipsis right here. If we click it, let's check out some of the options here. Well, before, if we wanted to invite a guest, there would be a link on top that we would have to click on. Notice now if we wanted to invite a guest into our Collaborate session, we would just click on Copy Guest Link, and then we copy, and it says Copied. And if we went into Notepad, this is the way I generally would recommend doing it. You could go into Notepad, grab that link in Notepad, and then you could just simply right-click, copy, go into your email, and you can invite your guest into your Collaborate session. All right. So the next session I want to show you, or the next section I want to show you, is the Edit Settings. This is going to be a lot different than what you've seen before. We're going to see right here is how we would allow guests into our Collaborate session. By default, guests are always allowed, but if for some reason you didn't want a guest to pop into your class session, you could just uncheck that, and they're no longer allowed into your class. Default participant role, so this means your students, when they join, they're all going to join as a participant. You could change that to make them presenters, give them the presenting tools, or you could change them to moderator role, although I wouldn't recommend that. Here, look at this, guys. This is something we've never had before in our classes. We now have the ability to allow for downloading the recordings, the Blackboard Collaborate recordings. Nursing program kicked off Collaborate. They were using it quite frequently. They created a lot of videos, and one of the things they wanted to do is be able to download those videos and put them into their other class sections that they were teaching. Before, this option wasn't allowed. So by default, it's turned off, but if you want to allow the ability for your students and you to download your recordings, you can go ahead and give that a click, and all the recordings will now be downloadable. I wouldn't really be too concerned about anonymizing chat messages or showing profile pictures for the moderator only, but here you can specify whether you want your students to share their audio, their video, post chat messages, be able to draw on the whiteboard, etc. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit the X up here, but if we did make some changes, we would want to make sure to click that Save button. All right, so all that's left to go into our Collaborate session would be to click on Join Room. And you will see here, real briefly here, that nothing changes. Your current version of Collaborate that you've been using, everything is the same. You can share your audio just like you always have. You can share your video just like you always have before. Again, none of that changes. It is all the same. You could raise hands. You've got the tools to chat. You can chat with your students. You can see the participants list. You can share all your options to share files, to share applications like your screen or just an application, breakout groups, your settings, everything is all there. It all stays the same. Again, if we want to record our sessions, we would definitely have to click on Start Recording for that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that Collaborate session because, again, there are other videos out there that show you how to use Blackboard Collaborate. Now I'm going to show you another really cool, powerful feature that you did not have before, and that is the ability to create additional Collaborate sessions. Let's say you have a situation where you want to have a one-on-one meeting with a particular student. You could use this to create a session just for that student, and other students, wouldn't be able to join that session unless they had the guest link for it. So we can go ahead and click on Create Session, or maybe you want to have a different session for each week or something like that. You have many different options. So we could create the session, say class section number 2. You could specify the days that the Collaborate session is going to be available, the days that's going to be ending. If you wanted to make sure it never ended, you could click on the No End Open Session option. When they can enter the room, and then here we go. We have some powerful session sitting features. Again, this is where I would specify if I want the recordings to be able to be downloaded, and I will show you what those look like. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Allow Recording Downloads, and I'm going to click on Save, and here we go. We have our main course room right here that students can go into, and we have a new course room, class section number 2 here, and if I give it a click, look at this, we're back into Collaborate, and there is no changes at all. It looks just the same as the other room, but it's an additional section within my class that I didn't have before. So that is really nifty. Let's go ahead and do a quick recording. I wanted to show you what that looks like. Again, we should double check and make sure that we are allowing recording downloads. So again, that's going to be under Session Settings and Allow Recording Downloads. That is there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And so one of the first things I would want to do if I wanted to record a session in Collaborate, I would need to share my audio, and I would also need to share my video. Now here, this is going to be problemsome right here on this recording because I can't share a video within a video that I'm already sharing. So I can't demonstrate that feature for you, but I'm going to go ahead and click on Start Recording because I want to show you one of the biggest differences and one of the biggest improvements with using Collaborate Ultra. So I can see that recording is in progress right here. I'm going to go ahead and share PowerPoint, and we'll see what that process looks like. So I'm uploading a PowerPoint image right now. This usually takes some time, but it has to process that PowerPoint. So it will convert it. While that's in process, we could, if we had a class, we could share the blank whiteboard with our students, and they could answer some questions about it. So that's also something really good. I use the whiteboard quite a bit with my students when I'm in Collaborate with them because I want them to demonstrate topics that they have an understanding for or that we went through for the previous week. I'm going to let that go ahead and finish, but the purpose of this session is I wanted to show you the recording, how to get it going, and next I wanted to show you how fast it actually works. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. When you finish recording, it is recommended that you leave the session. That will make sure your recording gets transferred. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Leave the Session. You'll get this little thing about how well it went. This went excellent. I'm going to submit and exit here. I'll just click on Skip for now. I'll see I've left the session. And so now that recording is being processed. So before, with the old version of Collaborate, we would have to wait up to an hour for that recording to appear. So the way that you're going to see your recordings, it's also a little bit different. Before in Collaborate, we would see our recordings in the main Collaborate room listed right below, would say recordings, and there would be a list of any recordings you did. Now you're going to go to this 3- ellipsis here, menu, and you're going to click it, and you're going to see some things. We have sessions, that's the session room that we're in now, and we have recordings. Now earlier I did a recording to test this, but we're going to see how long this process takes. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. There's a couple ways you can get into your recording. You can just click on it, and it will load that Blackboard Collaborate session for you.
Okay, testing the recording.
And we see that that's working. You'll notice that you can download the recording because I did add the option to download recording. That will work for both you and your students. So that option is right there already. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that recording. There are other ways to get the recording as well. We see this 3-dot ellipsis here, recording options. If we click that, we're going to see some options here. We can watch the recording now, we could download it, we could delete it, or we could copy link. I'm going to go ahead and click on download it. And then I'm also going to do one step more. I'm going to click on copy link, and I'm going to show you some of the power with what you can do with the new Collaborate Ultra. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that link. It's saved within my cache now of my computer. Okay. I can also see that the recording has downloaded right here. If I click it, it should open within.
Testing the recording.
Yep, it opened up just fine within Windows Media Player. So let's see if the other recording's available yet. Go back to sessions, go back to recordings. Yep, not quite there yet. But again, remember, it used to be an hour. So we're going to go ahead and put this to a test. So I could do a couple things here. I could go into Tools, More Tools, Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, and I could add a link to our room, to our classroom. I'm going to go ahead and click on Submit. And look down here, I have a new link for my class to get into Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. It's the same link as going to Student Tools. So you had that option there with them. Go ahead and back out of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Again, that's just another link that you could add anywhere in your course to let them know, hey, this is where we are going to meet virtually. You could also go to Build Content anywhere within, and I'm going to say our weekly recording or class recording or whatever you wanted to do with it. Then all we have to do is say click here to view our video, and then I can click on this link option here, and this is what I want to do. I want to grab a source URL. I'm going to paste, right click paste or control V, and I'm going to submit that. Now it says I could give it alternate text, class video. And then if I click submit, check out what happens here. It puts it in as a link. And all I have to do is click submit. And if I scroll all the way down, notice that there is a recording link here for our class recording. If I give it a click, this is going to load the recordings directly for your student within your weekly folders. So all I have to do is click on play.
Testing the recording.
And they are able to work with it just fine. So that would be a really easy way to give your students the recordings that you worked on. Of course, they have to go into Collaborate to see this. Now, I don't use this option. I use the option to upload the video to YouTube. And I'm going to show you that briefly too here in a minute. But one thing I wanted to see, let's see if that recording's available yet, the new one that we just made. So again, we're going to go to recordings. And look at this right here. Look at this right here. The recording that I made, minute and 41 seconds here, it appeared in about 5 minutes. What an improvement from 1 hour wait time. That is outstanding. All right, so let's go back to what we were working on. We're going to, I'm going to show you how to share your video, your download that you did with your students in a YouTube that will appear right within your weekly folders. So I'll go to week 1 here. I'm going to re-download that. Once this is done downloading, I should be able to upload this video to YouTube. Again, I went into YouTube. I'm going to show you this again. You go to youtube.com and you click on, you want to make sure you're logged in with your Baker College, and then you click on the upload link here. And then I'm just going to simply drag and drop my downloading from Collaborate into there. And I could say class recording, and you know, this was from 5/5/2017. This was our recording test. And so some of the options here, by default, this is going to make it public. What I would recommend doing is changing to unlisted. Unlisted is what is required for Blackboard to be able to pull it up. So anybody with the link, meaning Blackboard, will be able to download and display this video for your students. We can see here the upload is done. I'm gonna go ahead and click on done, and I get a link to my YouTube video. It's usually a good option to go into your class recording and make sure it worked. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and copy that link. Then all I have to do is go into my weekly folders. And let's say I'll go into week 1 and I want to add a video for my class to watch. Please watch the following video as a recap of our week. Then all I'm going to do is click on Insert Embedded Media right here and copy and paste that in. What's really important is making sure that your YouTube video will play right within this window. That tells you it all worked, which is great. Then all we're going to do is click on this insert link down here. Now what will happen is you'll get this yellow box. That's okay. And then all we have to do again is click on submit. And check this out. I have a video for my class to watch of my collaborative recording. Now, one of the things I could do with this now is I could use the same link if I'm teaching multiple sections to share that same video with them. So I hope that you found this 20-minute recording helpful and that you're going to enjoy the new version of Collaborate. Thanks.